What's up YouTube? This is Captain OJ from Team KYP. Today I'm presenting to you my Majespecter Windwitch deck. Way back when Majespecters were first released, I picked up the engine and the deck on it in its entirety. I really liked it at the time because it was my first somewhat competitive deck, and I ended up taking a few local tops with it. Since then though, there was a lot of cards released and I ended up changing the deck significantly a lot. Like recently the Windwitch engine came out and I applied it to the deck, and I find it's really been improving, and now you can get out an indestructible Crystal Wing. So yeah, let's get right to the deck. Thanks. Alright, so get started with the main deck monsters. You want to be playing 3 Bunbuku. Bunbuku is more or less the search card for every other Majespecter monster, which helps most of the time get your plays going. With this cup... Okay. With this card, it doesn't specify you have to search for another Majespecter monster. So say you try to complete your scales, you can normal summon it and search for another copy of himself, just to prepare for next turn in order to search for try to complete your scales for next turn. Next, you want to be playing 3 copies of Majespecter Fox. Fox is another essential part of this deck. Mainly because you have a searchable Solemn Strike, which is Majespecter Tempest, and you also have another really good trap called Majespecter Tornado, which is a target and banish when you try to tribute one of your Majespecters. Next, you want to be playing 3 Toad. Toad is another really good one. It's not as strong as Fox, but it searches for any Majespecter spell or trap, which is really good. The only problem with it is that you have to set the card the turn that you activate the effect. So you can't use it this turn, but if it's a counter play, then it's actually very good. So most of the time you'll be setting one of your traps to try to disrupt your opponent's play. I only play 2 Majespecter Crow. Crow is not great. He's not very strong. He's got some fairly decent defense, but overall, he's the one that searches the Majespecter spells, and I find the spells in the Majespecter arsenal aren't very effective. You only have Majespecter Sonic, which increases battle the attack power, and you got Majespecter Cyclone, and there was I think it's called Majespecter Gust. Cyclone is the only one I play in this deck, but I'll get to that in a bit. Now to the other splashable engines that I play. I play the Windwitch engine, so I play 3 Windwitch Ice Spell. I took inspiration from this once I seen some of the crazy plays you can do in getting out practically an indestructible Crystal Wing. I took the same kind of inspiration like Terror Top and the Symphonic Warrior engine, as even the Brilliant Fusion engine, where you play like 3 Brilliant Fusions and 1 Garnet or Terror Top, Speeder Terror Top, where you play 3 Terror Tops and 1 Tickatomborg. So I play 3 Windwitch Ice Spell to get the play going, and I only play 1 copy of Windwitch Glass Bell and 1 Windwitch Snow Bell. I find I only really synchro the 1 time, unless I get into another tuner from my deck, which I'll be presenting to you in a moment. But most of the time I go into my 1 or 2 synchro plays the first turn, and that's all I do, and normally from there I can win the match. For back row destruction and monster removal, I play 2 Archfiend Eccentric. For this deck I don't play Twin Twister, and the reason why is because you don't want to be discarding too many of your combo pieces. And with this card, it just helps with problematic monsters. Say your opponent summons like a Vanity's Fiend or Archfiend, Archlord Christia that stops you from special summoning. This card will at least get that monster off the board, so that maybe next turn you can make a more effective play. And for the final alternative card for this deck, I play 1 Luster Pendulum. I do play the 3 other. I play the Synchro, the Fusion, and the XYZ monster, but this card more or less helps just to fuel your extra decks, just to help get your monsters on the field. Considering all the monsters in this deck are level 4 or lower, his scale is actually very effective. And even when he's on the field, you can Synchro into Ignister, or you can XYZ, or so on. So he's just overall a really good card for this type of deck. Next I'm going to be going through the spells. I only play one of each, Majespecter Cyclone and Majespecter Cyclone and Majespecter Sonic. Sonic is the the attack. Majespecter Cyclone allows you to tribute one of your Majespecters and target and destroy a monster on the field, while Majespecter Sonics allows you to double the attack of one of your Majespecters. The only problem with that is it only allows you to do half the damage, but most of the time you're just trying to do that to battle over one of your opponent's stronger monsters. Next I play two MSTs. Like I said before with the Archfiend's Eccentric, you don't want to be discarding too many of your cards. So with this, it's more or less a 1-for-1. So it's effective in this deck because you don't, like I said, you want to be discarding too many of your combo pieces. Next, when this card came out, it really helped the deck out. Ties of the Brethren. This card makes this deck go from 0 to 100 really fast. Sure, it sucks that you can't attack and you pay 2,000 life points. But if your opponent's going to have one hell of a time trying to get over your back row that you set that turn. Yeah. So it's a crazy card, and I suggest any Majespecter player to play this. Next, I play 2 Terraforming. The reason why is because I play 3 field spells. I play 2 Majesty's Pegasus. Majesty's Pegasus is friggin' nuts in this deck too. Not only does it give your Majespecters an attack boost, but it also helps fuel the extra deck, kind of like Luster Pendulum, where you tribute off one of your monsters and you special summon another from the deck. Basically allowing you just to keep getting more of your spells and traps out of the deck to search more and do a lot more deck thinning. And finally, I play 1 Secret Village of the Spellcasters. If you can get a field of Spellcasters with Ties of the Brethren and then activate this, it's practically game. Your opponent shouldn't be able to get over that. Not only are you crippling them and they can't use spells, but chances are you're going to have a Tempest, at least 1 Tempest, a Tornado, and maybe one of the other spells. And it's really difficult to break a board with this card on the field, especially after your main combos. Now to the traps. I played 2 Majespecter Tornado. This is another really crazy card, and especially right now in the format that we're in with Zodiacs, you banish one of their Zodiac Mulmarats and the game is practically finished, because now they can't go off as consistently or as they want, and it's just a really good card for stuff like that. Your searchable Solemn Strike, Majespecter Tempest. Majespecter Tempest is a really good card as well. And it, like I said, is essentially a searchable strike. Your opponent tries to activate a monster effect or special summon from the extra deck, and you're just saying nope almost all the time. I only play 1 Solemn Warning, obviously because it's limited. But I still find it's another staple card in this deck. I would play more Solemn Strikes, but I don't know, I never found the appropriate amount of space for it. Now for my final traps. I play 3 Storming Mirror Forces. Storming Mirror Force, as of right now, in the same form, in the Zoo format, it's really effective. Even if your opponent tributes off your Kaiju, you can able to activate this, and sure, you're bouncing it back to your opponent's hand, and maybe their Dryadent or their or Daigusto Emerald or whatever else they have on the field. You activate this, and it's really crippling your opponent's field, because chances are they're attacking after they've made their main plays. Now to the extra deck.
No, yeah.
Now to the extra deck. I play 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I only really play this card so that I can go into Crystal Wing. That's the basic play I go into from the Wind Witch monsters. Next, I play 1 Ignister Prominence. Ignister Prominence, you don't go into it very often, but when you do, it's a blowout card. I also play the Utopia package. This is another really good card. Like, say your opponent's playing something and you just can't get over it with your Majespecter cards, and actually the reason why I throw these into the extra deck is especially because of some stuff like Cosmos that allow them to float, and especially with Lightning they can't activate their effects during the damage step, so it's a really good tech card right now. All of the Majespecters are spellcasters, so it allows you to go into stuff like Perform Mage, Trapeze Magician, Alchemic Magician. Both of them are very good. This one has a very similar effect to Ogama, or you detach a material and you can set a spell or trap from your deck. And Perform Age Trapeze Magician is more for my my OTK finale of the deck. You detach a material, you target one of your monsters, and it can attack again this turn, or one of your opponents if you really want to go that route. But the monster is destroyed at the end of the battle, at the end of the turn, but it allows the monster to attack twice. Which, if you're at the end of the game, then you should be able to OTK that turn. I also play number 101 Silent Honor. You can either switch this card out for Castel if you want. I personally prefer Castel, but it's in another deck right at the moment. And it's still a very good substitute. It's a targeting removal, and it can prevent its own destruction once. Next, I play 1 Lightning Chidori. Lightning Chidori is friggin' nuts in this deck too. All the monsters you play, or the majority of the monsters you play, are level 4 wind monsters, and this can do 2 non-targeting removal, so this is just really, really good in this deck. If I could, I would probably find room to play another one, but at the moment I only have room for the one. For the last of the rank 4s, I played Magister Paladin. This allows you to really search for any of your pendulum cards. If you're looking for Ignister, if you're looking for back row destruction in Luster. Oh yeah, sorry, Luster Pendulum, or Archfiend's Eccentric, or one of your other Majespecters to complete a scale or whatever, this is the card that you go to. It's still not a bad card, but yeah, if anything, I might switch it out for maybe the another rank 4. I have only 3 rank 3 monsters. I play Alucard, Totem Bird, and Acid Golem. Ghost Trick Alucard more or less for just back row removal. Totem Bird for spell and trap negation if I have to. Under most circumstances, I don't go into Totem Bird. And my new addition to the deck is Acid Golem. Acid Golem is just a really, really good card, especially if you combo it off with Trapeze Magician. It allows you to attack twice. You're attacking twice with a 3000 beast stick. It's really, really good that way. And finally, I play with the 1 fusion monster, Dinoster Power. It's really good for basically protecting a lot of your Majespecters stuff, like your scales especially, and sometimes your monsters. Most of the time, you're just bringing it to the field to protect your scales, though. Unfortunately, I don't have a side deck at the moment, but it's really up to personal preference. Like I said with the DDD deck, I would suggest maybe obviously stuff that stops special summoning, such like the Barrier Statue of the Winds. I'm not even sure if that's the right name for it. But yeah, there's other anti-meta stuff, and depending on the format, it really depends. So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching the deck profile. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think and any suggestions. Thanks a lot, guys. Captain OJ out.